Hello everyone, I am Akshata and in this video we'll be trying a new art supply. Let's get started. Today we are testing out this acrylic marker set or acrylic paint pens, and this is both water based and waterproof. That's interesting. As you can see, this is by the brand Brustro and we have 12 colors. I think that's a good number of selection for any marker set. Look at all these colors. So pretty. I'm very excited to try them. I want to first swatch these pens on a normal paper and then get to the actual artwork. So you have to activate these pens before using them. First, you have to shake these pens, like a lot. Then you have to press the nib against the paper to activate the pump valve, and this is supposed to activate the paint pens, and then the paint is supposed to flow nicely. I am noticing that some pens are more flowy with the paint while others are a bit dry and need more activation. You can see on some swatches that there is a bit of a residue like flakes. I don't know if it is dried up paint from the markers or the markers chewing up the paper and leaving that residue. Either way, I am hoping that it's just because the pen is new and eventually it won't happen again. I feel like there's definitely a learning curve with these pens because we need to be familiar with activating these pens, how frequently we need to activate them, and how to make sure the paint flows properly every time. And here is brown. This one didn't work so well, and you can see there's this powdery residue. I think it looks like dried paint. You can see here that the paint is coming out of the pen, but it's not really absorbing into the nib of the pen. I don't think I'll be able to use this much, let's just say. And in very much contrast to that, the black pen is very juicy. Here is the swatch of all the colors. Look at all these beautiful colors, but okay, first I want to do a varnish test. Since this is water-based markers, I wanted to test that does this actually behave like acrylic paints, or since it's water-based, is it going to wash off when I varnish them? And these pens passed the test. Okay, now I'm starting our actual artwork. I'm using a thick acrylic paint paper for this, and I have a plan. I want to draw a mandala in the middle of the paper and some colorful designs around it. Okay, I'm starting with my favorite color in this marker set. It's lilac, but for some odd reason it was not working now. It worked when we were swatching before. I don't know, so I shook it, reactivated it, and it's doing quite well now. But it was still feeling dry, so I reactivated it again and the ink spilled. So I'm just quickly spreading all that excess paint to not make a mess. But how did it become dry again? I just reactivated you twice. So this is me trying again, reactivating it, pressing the nib, doing everything. See what it says on the side of the pen? I followed all those instructions. It also says keep away from children.
Does this pen think I'm a child? Is this why it's not working for me?
I have so many questions.
Okay, I thought I didn't shake the pen enough, so I did that again and the paint spilled all over the pen and all over me. After trying and trying and trying for a good 30 minutes, I'm deciding to give up on this pen. You were my favorite color in this marker set. I wanted to paint so many things with you, but I can't anymore. So I'm officially breaking up with this pen and starting with a new color. That was a bit dramatic for no reason. Let's move on. Okay, I'm starting with this light blue now. Even this was a little bit dry when I started painting with it, but after a little bit of reactivation, this seems good. Okay, let's quickly finish painting this blue color. As I'm drawing more shapes with more colors, I'll explain my plan here. I'm drawing cute little shapes and blobs and coloring them with all these different colors, and in the middle of the page I'll draw a mandala with my fine liner pens. I think that will be really cute and pretty. As I'm coloring the shape with yellow color, I'm thinking it looks like a peanut, but that's okay. Peanut is okay. Let's draw a peanut. Usually I draw more intricate and realistic artworks, So this time when I am trying these acrylic paint pens, I thought I'll draw something cute and pretty and not get too detailed with it. Just test the pens and enjoy the process. I gave our old friend Lilac a try again. As you can see, it didn't work out, so I left that part where I drew with lilac and added green at the end of it. But I'm noticing that there is this patchy residue on the paper. I don't know if it is the paint drying strangely in weird places or if the marker chewing up the paper and leaving these marks. One thing I am noticing again and again that these pens need to be reactivated very frequently. You just saw me coloring with pink, but now I am trying that pen again and it is all dried up. I don't know if it happens with every acrylic paint pens or just with this brand. This is clearly my first time trying acrylic paint pens. One thing I do like to say is that here I am just drawing something very simple, so this should be calm and enjoyable. But since these pens are constantly drying up and I have to reactivate them and check them before I start painting, it has become a little bit of a headache to manage these pens. Now that the basic shapes are done, I'll be adding little more details and shapes. And I started with white. It has to be reactivated again because it got dried up. I have lost count of how many times I have reactivated each pen. Adding some cute leaves. I must say these paint pens are actually really opaque. You can easily lay one color on top of each other and it will cover it up really nicely. I'm just adding some random lines to add some interest. Yeah, that is part of my design. Okay, just go with it. This red pen is so perfect. The paint is flowing so smoothly. I love it. Since our yellow blob looks like a peanut, I'm just offsetting it by drawing a flower on it. As I'm drawing this flower, the white pen is slowly drying up. I tried reactivating it so many times. Okay, let's move on to a different color. I am starting to draw the mandala with fine liner pens, but mandala is not the focus of this video. This video is about acrylic paint pens. So let's talk about them. Many artists, including me, will tell you that art materials and their brand and price doesn't matter. Your skills and what you draw and how you practice is what matters. But at the same time, your art materials shouldn't be a hurdle to you. You shouldn't be always fighting with art materials to draw something good. It doesn't have to be branded or pricey, but it doesn't have to make your life difficult either. Okay, back to this project. Since these paint pens can draw on anything like plastic or wood or glass, I wanted to do another artwork on a different material, but since so many pens are giving me problems, I don't think I have the patience for it today. So instead, let's play a game. It's called Which Pen Still Works? Yeah, not that catchy of a name, but let's do it. So before starting this test, I am reactivating all of these pens to give them all a fair chance. The yellow is working, but it's still a bit dry. It feels like I'm scratching the paper, not really painting over it. I'm seeing more and more of the same problem in all of these pens. The paint comes out when you reactivate the pen, but the nib is not absorbing the paint nearly fast enough, so it just pools around it. But the nib is dry, so you can't really draw with it. I know I'm speaking a little bit negatively about these pens, but I do actually kinda like them, especially because of the color selection. When you buy a standard 10 or 12 number of marker set, you get all these saturated colors and mainly primary colors. But here there are many pastel and soft colors. I don't think this is a bad product by any means. I like to think that maybe the batch I got might have a few pens that were not working, which is my bad luck, I guess. If you're someone who paints on different surfaces like glass or wood or plastic or something like that, I think you should really get this. It can be really useful. So here is the final result. These 8 pens on the left are working really well, just as expected. Beautiful, love it. And this yellow one is kinda working but kinda dry, so I've kept it in the middle. And these 3 failed. Even the camera wouldn't focus on them. And that's my review of the acrylic paint pens, and here is the painting I created with them. Maybe I'll use this on another video someday. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Subscribe for more art videos. See you next time. Bye.